Una guitarra canta, un corazón despierta, temblando de amor, llega hasta tu puerta, te trae serenata. Sí, así es México, para enamorarte me sobran canciones. México es canción.
Y puro mariachi, joya, sí señor.
Mexicanísimo. Una noche de ronda, la luna se levanta, quiere contemplar la fiesta de amores, llena de colores. Sí, así es México. Para enamorarte me sobran canciones. México es canción. Este es mariachi. Sí, señor.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Las Vegas High School Mariachi, Hoya!
May 2nd. Champions collide. David Benavidez, undefeated, unrelenting. Zurdo Ramirez, powerful, punishing.
And there's a left arm!
Can the Mexican monster snatch the crown from the unified cruiserweight king? Plus, Resendiz faces Munguia for the super middleweight title. Mexican warriors battle for the belts Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Are you ready?
Benavidez Zurdo plus Resendiz Munguia, live on PBC pay-per-view.
Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as Premier Boxing Champions presents our ceremonial weigh-in. Tomorrow night, undefeated two-division world champion David El Monstro Benavidez and WBA and WBO cruiserweight world champion Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez headline this very special Cinco de Mayo weekend in an all-Mexican showdown from T-Mobile Arena. It is a PBC pay-per-view event on Prime Video and DAZN.com. This event is promoted by Golden Boy Promotions and Samson Boxing in association with TGB Promotions. Sponsored by Thomas J. Henry Law, Built to Fight. VMC Tequila Cocktails, El Origen Ante Todo. Linear Protein Bar. Knock out your hunger with 20 grams organic protein that tastes like a decadent treat. And choose your fighter. Only one can win. Mortal Kombat 2 only in theaters May 8th. Now, before we get to our pay-per-view, we have a three-fight First on Prime lineup, streaming live and free on Prime Video beginning 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. Let's meet those fighters. First up, this bout will be 8 rounds in the light heavyweight division, a battle of Olympians. First up, to the stage with 8 victories, 6 by knockout. Representing Chota, Ecuador, he is an Ecuadorian Olympian making his U.S. debut. Please help me welcome Marlon Black Boy Delgado. And now we welcome his opponent, coming into this bout, undefeated, 14 victories, 10 by knockout. Representing Barranquilla, Colombia, he is a Colombian Olympian. Please help me welcome Juan Capillo. 'All right, now it's time for our fighters to step onto the scale. First up, once again, out of Ecuador, Marlon Black Boy Delgado. .177.6, 177.6 for Delgado. And now we welcome his opponent out of Colombia. Please help me welcome Juan Capillo. 177.4, 177.4. Both men have made weight under the 178-pound weight contracted limit. Eight rounds in the light heavyweight division. Once again, a battle of Olympians. Marlon Black Boy Delgado against Juan Capillo. All All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our next bout. This one will be 4 rounds in the super lightweight division. First up, coming to the stage, he is undefeated, 2 victories, both wins by knockout. Representing Phoenix, Arizona, here is James Pierce. And now we welcome his opponent, also undefeated, 1 victory with 1 win by knockout, no defeats. Representing Las Vegas, Nevada, here is Dylan La Amenaza Capillo. All right, first up onto the scale once again, out of Phoenix, Arizona, here is James Pierce. 134.8, 134.8 for Pierce. And now we welcome the talented prospect, Dylan La Amenaza Capillo. 136.2, 136.2 for Capillo. Four rounds in the super lightweight division. James Pierce against Dylan La Amenaza Capillo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set for our featured bout for first on Prime, 10 rounds in the super middleweight division. Coming to the stage with the record 16 victories, 14 by knockout, opposite of 3 defeats and 1 draw. He is representing Long Beach, California. Here is Raul Solomon. And now we welcome his opponent, coming in undefeated, 14 victories, 7 by knockout, representing Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He is the hard-hitting, talented super middleweight. Please help me welcome Daniel, the Iceman Blancas. All right, we are set for our first fighter to step onto the scale once again. Out of Long Beach, Raul Solomon. 167.4, 167.4 for Solomon. And now we welcome the undefeated Daniel, the Iceman Blancas. 166.8, 166.8 for Blancas. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our featured bout for first on Prime. 10 rounds in the super middleweight division. Raul Solomon taking on Daniel, the Iceman Blancas. Those 3 bouts will be featured on First on Prime, and it all starts 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. Now, I will turn things over to the legendary Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you y a todos mis amigos latinos. Celebrando el 5 de mayo, bienvenidos aficionados al box, al pesaje ceremonial. Well, fans, Premier Boxing Champions presents the PBC pay-per-view ceremonial weigh-in for a big night of action taking place tomorrow night at the T-Mobile Arena and brought to you by Golden Boy Promotions and Samson Boxing in association with TGB Promotions. Well, fans, before we continue and bring up our fighters on the pay-per-view portion of our night, we have a very special guest. I'd like to bring him to the stage at this time. He is the CEO of Golden Boy Promotions. Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Olympic gold medalist, the 11-time world champion in 6 weight categories. Please welcome the one and only Hall of Fame legend of boxing, the Golden Boy, Oscar de la Hoya. Ladies and gentlemen, want to bring to your attention, let's talk a little bit about pay-per-view. It is available everywhere. Amazon Prime Video pay-per-view, DAZN pay-per-view, and all traditional satellite and cable services. You can get this fight on pay-per-view anywhere you are, so enjoy it. It's a great all-Mexican showdown here coming up tomorrow night. Well, our opening pay-per-view attraction features middleweights in action in a showdown. Let's bring them to the stage at this time. First, from Campo Grande, Argentina, please welcome the man seeking his 8th straight win. Please welcome Ismael El Terrible Flores. And now we invite his opponent to the stage at this time from La Paz, Baja California Sur, Mexico. Here is the undefeated super welterweight and middleweight contender, Puro Mexico, Isaac Lucero. All right, it's time to bring our fighters to the scale at this time. The official contracted weight for this fight is 157 pounds. It is for the WBA, Continental America, and the Latino WBO Championship. First to the scale, his record of 17 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 12 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is making his U.S. debut. Please welcome the battle-ready Ismael El Terrible Flores. 155.2 pounds, 155.2. And now we invite his opponent to the scale, a record of 18-0 with 14 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, the trained by the renowned Bob Santos, the undefeated rising star, Puro Mexico, Isaac Lucero. 155.6 pounds, 155.6.
I don't need to stand in front of you. I'm so sorry. I saw you yesterday, but you're in a hurry. Yeah. Always good. Nice to see you. Really great to see you.
This is a battle you don't want to miss. It opens up our pay-per-view. Isaac Lucero, Ismael Cruz for the WBA Continental and WBO Latino Middleweight Championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from both of the fighters. My honor to introduce and hand over the duties to my colleague, Miguel Flores.
Ismael, you are making your U.S. debut here. How do you make sure this one is a successful one?
Bueno, vas a tener tu debut acá en Estados Unidos. ¿Cómo te vas a asegurar de que sea un debut exitoso?
Será un debut, pero no será la última. Voy a salir con todo, voy a salir a ganar, es lo que he venido a hacer y seguramente me verán muchísimas más veces aquí.
It's going to be the first, but I assure you, it's not going to be the last time. You're going to see me out there, you're going to see me win, and I'm here to stay. You're going to see me plenty more times.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ismael Flores. And now, I'll bring over Isak. Isak, you have had a tremendous start to your career, 18-0. What type of statement are you looking to make tomorrow night?
Qué lindo comienzo de tu carrera, ¿no? 18 victorias, ninguna derrota. ¿Qué mensaje querés enviar este sábado?
Sí, ha sido un trabajo largo, una carrera muy larga. Estoy muy contento. Este sábado, mañana vamos a salir con todo, vamos a salir con la victoria y vamos a demostrarle al mundo que merecemos una oportunidad.
Well, it's been a long journey. I've loved every minute of it. And this Saturday night, not only am I going to win, I'm going to show the world that I deserve the opportunity that I crave.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Isak Puro Mexico Lucero. Back to Jimmy.
What a great opening fight we have in store for you tomorrow. Want to remind you that our pay-per-view begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 5 p.m. here in the Pacific. Don't miss it. A great night of boxing coming your way. We're ready to move on and bring out our second pay-per-view attraction, bring our fighters on to the stage at this time. First of all, from Cathedral City, California, the undefeated super bantamweight spark plug. Please welcome Jose Tito Sanchez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, ready to step up to the stage, we have from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, the undefeated super bantamweight rising star known as El Niño Dorado, Jorge Chavez. All right, fans, here we go. We're about ready to bring our fighters onto the scale at this time. The weight limit on this fight is 122 pounds. It is for the WBA Continental Super Bantamweight Championship. Both of these fighters undefeated with nearly identical records. We're going to put them onto the scale, and then we're going to see them square off as they prepare to meet each other tomorrow night in our second pay-per-view attraction. First to the scale, undefeated at 15-0. With 9 knockouts. The undefeated super bantamweight rising star, here is Jose Tito Sanchez. Sanchez weighs in at 121.2 pounds. 121.2 for Tito Sanchez. And now his opponent, his record 15 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the undefeated super bantamweight rising star, Jorge El Niño Dorado Chavez. Chavez weighs in right at the super bantamweight limit of 122 pounds. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. El Niño Dorado, Jorge Chavez versus Jose Tito Sanchez. A battle of undefeated rising stars in the super bantamweight division. Once again, Miguel Flores now to hear from both of our fighters.
Jose, we spoke all week. You have big goals for yourself here at 122 pounds. What's going to be the key for you to stay undefeated tomorrow night?
Just winning over this fight, you know? Give the fans what they want, and I'm ready for it. You guys will see who Tito Sanchez is tomorrow night.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jose Tito Sanchez. And now I'll welcome Jorge Chavez. Jorge, you are obviously taking on Sanchez in a very tough fight. We saw you saying a few words to Jose. What were you telling him?
Man, I just said I've been waiting a long time for this. You know, we fought in the amateurs when we were both 18, and he took that by split decision. And ever since then, I've been having nightmares. You know, every day I wake up and I do what I gotta do to prepare for this moment. I knew we would face off sooner or later. This is the second guy I faced out of Coachella, so let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for El Niño, Jorge Chavez.
Well, we're just about ready to bring up our next pay-per-view attraction, and we also want to let you know that there are some tickets available at ASX.com. What a way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo in the fight capital of the world. There's nothing like it. Hope you can join us live because it's a great event coming your way. And at this time, we are ready to move on for our next pay-per-view attraction. Please welcome the fighters as they make their way to the stage. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, the all-action world contender. Please welcome Angel Tashiro Fiero. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Parral, Chihuahua, Mexico, a top contender in the lightweight division, super lightweight division. Please welcome La Migraña Oscar Dwarte. All right, fans, let's bring our fighters on to the scale at this time. The weight limit on this fight is 140 pounds. This is for the WBC Silver and NABO Super Lightweight Championship. First, with a record of 23 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws, he's the all-action world contender. Once again, please welcome Angel Tashiro Fiero. Fiero weighs in 143.4, 143.4. That is over the limit for this 140-pound championship fight. And now his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, with a record of 30 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. 23 knockouts. He's a world contender in the super lightweight division. Here is the hard-hitting Oscar La Migraña Dwarte. Oscar Dwarte weighs in at 139.8 pounds, 139.8. Well, fans, this bout is scheduled 12 rounds of boxing. It is for the WBC Silver and NABO Super Lightweight titles. Oscar La Migraña Dwarte versus Angel Tashiro Fiero. Once again, let's hear from both of our fighters. Miguel Flores, it's all you.
Angel, you missed weight. First off, what happened and how will that affect tomorrow night?
Bueno, ¿qué pasó con el peso y cómo te afectará el mañana por la noche?
Bueno, primero que nada pido una disculpa al público, a Oscar Dwarte, a su equipo. Hicimos todo lo posible para llegar a la 140. El cuerpo no me respondió. Pasamos todos los pesajes de tiempo atrás. Estamos listos para pelear. Gracias a Dios se va a dar la pelea. Venimos a dar una guerra como cada vez que me subo al ring. Y yo sé que no puedo llevarme los cintos, pero estoy seguro que me va a llevar la victoria y voy a limpiar todo.
Well, I want to apologize first of all to you, the fans, to Team Dwarte, to Oscar himself. I did everything I could to try to make weight, but the body just wouldn't allow me. I passed all the preliminary weigh-ins, but this time it wasn't meant to be. But regardless, tomorrow I'm gonna go out there, try to put on a show for you guys. It's gonna be a war, you're not gonna wanna miss it. And I'm gonna go for it all regardless of what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, get up one more time for Angel Tashiro Fiero. Welcome in over Oscar. Obviously, you have dealt with adversity early on here in 2026, and then obviously Fiero missing weight. First off, what are your thoughts on that, and does this change anything for you tomorrow night?
Bueno, Oscar, no estás teniendo suerte este año, una vez más sobreponiéndote a la adversidad. ¿Qué te genera el hecho de que Fiero se haya perdido el peso y que la pelea ahora sea este sábado por la noche sin lo que iba a pasar?
No, pues yo estoy bien contento. Mira, toda la gente que viene a apoyarnos. Esto es lo que a mí me motiva y pues estoy listo. Hice una gran preparación. Ya llevo 2 preparaciones que se me juntaron en esta pelea y me siento listo. Entrené muy fuerte. Vengo bien preparado y listo para darle a toda mi gente que está aquí una gran pelea y pues ya empezamos con la mano, con el pie derecho, como decimos, porque ya vencimos el primer rival, la báscula, cumplí con el peso y vengo listo para, como les digo, para darles una gran pelea.
I feel excited, I'm pumped. So thank you so much for being here, supporting me, and I promise you that tomorrow night you're gonna see a spectacle. I'm gonna go out there, fight for you, win, and I truly believe that I started with the right foot. 2 straight training camps. I feel great, and I'm going to show it all out there for you guys. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Oscar Dwarte.
Well, fans, reminding you our pay-per-view commences tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 5 p.m. here, the Pacific Time. And it's at the T-Mobile Arena. If you want tickets, ASX.com is where to get it. And you can join us live. And once again, pay-per-view is available just everywhere. Available at Prime Video pay-per-view, DAZN pay-per-view, and all traditional satellite and cable services. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Premier Boxing Champions continues with our weigh-in from here, the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. We now present the first of our world title attractions. It is brought to you by TGB Promotions, Warriors Boxing, and Zanfer Boxing, and sponsored by Thomas J. Henry Law. Built to fight, and by VMC Tequila Cocktails, El Origen Ante Todo. Now we invite to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, first from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, the challenger, the former WBO junior middleweight champion of the world, Jaime Munguia. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite the champion to the stage at this time from Guayabitos, Nayarit, Mexico. He's brought his family and friends with him here this afternoon and tomorrow. The newly crowned WBA Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Armando El Toro Resendiz. All right, fans, here we go. We're ready to bring our fighters to the scale. Weight limit is a very strict 168 pounds. This is for the WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World. First, with a record of 45 wins, 2 losses, he has 35 wins coming by way of knockout. He's the popular all-action former champion of the world, introducing Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia, 167.4 pounds, 167.4. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, 16-2, 11 knockouts. He'll be making the first defense of his title. Please welcome the reigning and the defending WBA Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Armando El Toro Resendiz. 167 for Resendiz, 167. And as our fighters are getting dressed and ready to face off, reminding you this is our semi-main event of the evening, or co-main event of the evening. The first of our world title fights, WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World. It's going to be a great one. All Mexico showdown. Both of these fighters weighed in right under the limit and are ready to go. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World, Armando Resendiz, Jaime Munguia. Once again, let's hear from both of our fighters in this world title attraction. Miguel, Flores, it's all yours.
Jaime, we saw your excitement here. What does it mean to you to become a 2-division world champion in front of your Mexican fans?
No, la verdad que es una gran ilusión para mí y lo vamos a lograr. La verdad estamos listos y emocionados por esta gran pelea.
I'm really excited for this opportunity. It's going to be a dream, and we're going to go out there and provide you guys a great fight.
What's your prediction tomorrow night, Jaime?
Una victoria por nocaut de Jaime Munguia.
Jaime Munguia is going to win by knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Jaime Munguia. And now we'll go over to the champ. Armando, this is your first defense of that WBA super middleweight crown. What is it going to take from you to leave with the belt tomorrow night?
¿Qué es lo que vas a tener que hacer mañana para retener el cinturón y enorgullecer a tu ciudad?
Hacer mi trabajo, hacer las cosas bien, obedecer mi esquina, darlo todo arriba del ring y luchar por mi familia.
All I have to do is do my best, give it my all, listen to my corner, and fight for my family.
We asked Munguia what he predicts. He predicts a knockout. What's your prediction tomorrow night?
Munguia vaticinó un knockout. ¿Vos qué decís? ¿Predicción para mañana es?
Mi predicción es que voy a dar todo lo mejor de mí. Voy a salir a dar una guerra. La gente quiere ver una guerra. Yo estoy listo para eso y para más.
Well, my prediction is that I'm going to give it my all. And I'm going to give you guys a war. You want a war, right? That's what I'm going to give you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the champ, Armando El Toro Resendiz.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Premier Boxing Champion is ready to present the weigh-in for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Samson Boxing and Golden Boy Promotions, and sponsored by Linear Protein Bar. Knock out your hunger with 20 grams of protein that tastes like a decadent treat. And by DraftKings Sportsbook, ahora en español, the crown is yours. And by MK2, choose your fighter, only one can win. Mortal Kombat 2, only in theaters, and that is on May the 8th. Well, fans, let's bring our fighters to the stage at this time. First of all, the defending world champion from Mazatlan, Sinaloa, Mexico. He's the two-division world champion and the current unified WBA and WBO cruiserweight champion of the world. Please welcome Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, before we bring the challenger to the stage, my pleasure to introduce to you, now to assist us in escorting the challenger to the stage, please welcome the National High School Mariachi Champions, the Las Vegas High School Mariachi Band, introducing Hoya. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, Hoya. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring is the challenger from Phoenix, Arizona, the two-division world champion, the current unified WBC and WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, El Monstruo Mexicano, David Benavidez.
Champion will be on the scale first. As to the contract.
All right, fans, here we go. We're ready to bring our fighters to the scale for the WBA and WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Weight limit on this fight is 200 pounds even. First, we invite the champion to the scale with a record of 48 wins and 1 loss. He has 30 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBO and WBA Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Zurdo Ramirez weighs right in at the limit of 200 pounds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with a record of 31 wins and no losses, 25 knockouts, the undefeated challenger, the current light heavyweight champion of the world, El Monstruo Mexicano, David Benavidez. David Benavidez weighs in at 196.8 pounds. 196.8 pounds for the challenger, David Benavidez. Total respect between these two fighters, but they are ready to go to war. Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo Ramirez versus David Benavidez, El Monstruo Mexicano. 12 rounds of boxing for the unified WBA and WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World.
Ready to fight. That is strong.
Once again, let's hear from both of our fighters. This upcoming main event of the evening is a big one. What's on their mind? Miguel Flores, let us know.
Gilberto, I'll let you put on your t-shirt. You are the WBA, WBO Cruiserweight Champion, the first ever Mexican Cruiserweight Champion. You said that Benavidez is a great fighter, but you do everything better. What is going to be the key difference for you tomorrow?
I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever he brings. We think we're going to put a great show, and I'm ready. That's it.
What is your final message after that face-off to David Benavidez before you step into the ring tomorrow?
Good luck. Good luck, and nos vemos mañana. A ganar. Viva México, cabrones. A huevo. Vamos a hacer historia.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the champion, the WBA, WBO Cruiserweight World Champion, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. David, we now go to you. You are obviously have accomplished so much already in your career. You've been afraid of nobody. You're taking a big step to become a Cruiserweight World Champion. What did you take away from that final face-off with Zurdo?
Pues primero le quiero mandar saludos a toda la raza que vino a apoyar. Muchas gracias por todo su apoyo. Mañana los vamos a la guerra y vamos a ganar. But now I feel really good, man. I seen a warrior in front of me. You know, I seen Gilberto Ramirez. He's ready to go to war. I'm ready to go to war. Get your popcorn ready, because this shit's about to be a movie.
This is an important. What are fans going to see in the main event?
This is going to be my best performance to date. I'm very excited for this, and I'm going to give everything in there. I'm going in there, and I'm gonna win a great victory. But first of all, you know what I mean, I want to tell you guys, let's do something cool. On the count of 3, I want you guys to say, Monstro! 1, 2, 3, Monstro! Hey, so when I go to work, you guys already know what time it is. That's what I want to hear you guys cheering. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Tomorrow, man, it's going to go down.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for El Monstruo Mexicano, David Benavidez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the promotional team, we thank you very much for your attendance. What a great weigh-in we had, and what a great night we're going to have tomorrow night. Once again, we begin our pay-per-view, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. here in the Pacific. Tickets available, ASX.com, available pay-per-view, Prime Video pay-per-view, DAZN pay-per-view, and all traditional cable and satellite service. Good afternoon, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night.